Cryptography. Cryptography is a method to do secret communication in public spaces. So if two persons are communicating in public with cryptography, a third person who is trying to overhear what they are speaking will not be able to understand what the communication is about. We'll take an example. Consider two friends, Alice and Bob, who are about to speak something confidential in a public space. So there is a stranger, Ivy, in the park, and they don't want the stranger to understand what they are speaking. So anticipating such situation, Alice and Bob had reached an agreement earlier. So to tell something confidential, they won't be using the exact words. So if Alice has to say something to Bob, they would replace each of the alphabets by a different alphabet. Say for instead of using the alphabet A, she would be using the alphabet B. Instead of B, she would be using C. Instead of C, she would be using D, and so on. So if she has to tell the word hello, if she tells the word hello as it is, both Bob and Ivy will be hearing the word hello. So instead of that, based on the new technique, Alice would be using the word IFMMP. So how did she form that? By replacing H by I, E by F, L by M, and O by P. Okay. So when Alice tells IFMMP, both Bob as well as Ivy listens to the same word. Okay. But it's only Bob who understands that the I here stands for H, F for E, M for L, and P for O. So with this knowledge, Bob understands that Alice just now said hello. But Ivy, who doesn't know this arrangement, will not be able to decipher or will not be able to understand that the word that is said now is hello. Okay, so what are the major steps involved in cryptography? First of all, there was a message hello, and then it was encrypted. Okay, or based on certain rules that were agreed upon earlier, hello was converted to IFMMP. We call the conversion of the message to a difficult term called, we call it encryption. Okay, and it is the encrypted message which is the one which we are actually passing to the listener. So the listener, what does the listener have to do? Listener decrypts it. Okay, so based on certain predetermined rules, the listener decrypts the sent message and understand what the actual message was. So these are the basic terms associated with cryptography. So here, one thing we have to understand is that the example that we have taken is a simple method of encrypting a message and decrypting it. So if say a stranger is listening to this conversation for a prolonged period of time, the stranger will be able to understand this conversion technique. Okay, so cryptography has, for cryptography, we have different algorithms. They are complex algorithms. So once we use complex algorithms, it would be difficult for a stranger or an intruder to decipher what the communication actually is. Okay, so well, many cryptographic techniques are used for communication over insecure channels, over the internet or anywhere. If we have communication, we can use cryptography to make sure that our communication remains confidential even in insecure channels. Okay, so that was a brief introduction about cryptography. Thank you for listening to the video. Please like the video as well as subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.